Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet this really cute dress. It is customizable to any size. I've made this dress on this penguin and I've also made it for this frog. As you can see, it's pretty big, doesn't really fit in the frame, but you get the idea. It's a dress that has like little ruffles on it. It has little sleeves, and this is the model that we're going to be making today. Today's victim, actually not victim, but today I'm going to make a dress for Miffy. I like to make a dress for every one of my crochet pieces because I feel like they look a little bit naked without it. You can make it for any plushie. It is a customizable dress. Make it for any plushie you want. All that being said, let's get started, and let's start with the materials. I'm going to be using some acrylic yarn. You can use any yarn you want, up to chenille, mohair, cotton yarn, whatever yarn you have in hand. I'm going to use a 4mm hook, and I'm going to use 4 stitch markers. This is just for the arms, just so we can measure where the arms are going to start and where they're going to finish. You're going to need a darning needle to weave in your ends, and then some scissors. All that being said, let's get started. So, you're going to start with a slip knot, and you're going to start with a chain that goes from arm to arm, and then from this arm to that arm, so it goes around both sides. So make a slip knot and chain what is arm to arm, basically just like the neckline. Make your chain and then we'll get started on the dress. I just chained 28, and this goes from arm to arm, and then it goes behind, and then it joins here. Make sure that your chain is exactly the length. You don't want it to be tight or you don't want it to be loose. You want it to be exactly. Now that you have your collar chain, go ahead and slip stitch into the first chain. So chain 2. Now we're going to do 1 half double crochet in each chain, and just finish 1 half double crochet in each of the next chains, and I'll see you once you're done. Hey guys, so I'm about to do my 28th chain, and I just wanted to show you guys that this last stitch is a chain as well, so don't skip that. Do your half double crochets and slip stitch into the first half double crochet of the round, and you should have the same amount of stitches that you started with a chain. So if you started with a chain of 28 like me, you should have a total stitch count of 28. Now for round 2, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to go ahead and place this on our plushie. Okay, so I just put it on my plushie, and you want to make sure that this slip stitch is always in the back because that's what is going to be the back. Okay, so it looks like a little collar, and it's so cute. It looks like a little collar. Now make sure that this is in the middle. You want to take your stitch markers, just take 2 for now, and you want to see where your arms are starting. So I have my arms starting here, so I'm gonna mark this stitch, and now I'm gonna see where my arm ends, so it ends right here. Okay, now you want to count the stitches in between, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 in between. Now rotate it to the other side and mark it where it first starts, so it starts right here, and mark where it ends, or you can just count 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just mark it there. You want to keep both your arms with the same amount of stitches in between, so this one has 4 and then this one has 4 as well. So remove this from your plushie, and then we will get onto round 2. Okay, so now removed from your plushie, let's continue on to round 2. So chain 2, you have the chain 2, you're going to do 1 half double crochet in that same stitch because the chain 2 does not count as a half double crochet. So 1 half double crochet in each stitch until you reach the stitch marker. Remove your stitch marker and place a half double crochet into that marked stitch. And now we're going to cut our yarn and leave around and we're going to cut our yarn, chain 1 to fasten off and just pull it. Okay, now make a slip knot, remove your stitch marker and insert your hook into that same stitch, pull up a loop and chain 2. Now I'm going to crochet over this tail so I don't have to weave it in later. Make a half double crochet in that same stitch because the chain 2 does not count as a half double crochet. So just make a half double crochet until you reach the next stitch marker. Okay, so I just reached my stitch marker. Remove your stitch marker and make a half double crochet in that stitch. Chain 1 and then fasten off, leaving around like 1.5 inches and pull through. Okay, go to where your next stitch is, remove the stitch marker and insert your hook. Make a slip knot, put it on your hook and then pull through and then chain 2 and make a half double crochet in that same stitch. So I'm going to crochet over my little tail. Okay, so now you will see that you have this right here. This is our slip stitch from the last round. You don't want to work into that. So go into that first half double crochet and slip stitch, chain 2, and we're going to go ahead and work over this tail. Now of course you don't have to do this, but I like to weave in my ends as I go. So put that over your stitches and I'm just holding it with my index finger and my thumb, just like that. Yarn over and you can hold it with your middle finger if you prefer, and place a half double crochet into that same stitch as the chain 2 because the chain 2 does not count as a half double crochet, and then into the next stitch, into the next stitch, and onto the last stitch just before that. Now sometimes you can get a little confused, and when I first made the dress I got a little confused, but you can get a little confused with the chain. So this right here is the chain 1. This right here is the chain 1. You don't want to work into that. So this is our last, that's how it is. Okay, now let's move on to the next bit. So we're going to count the stitches that we skipped. So I skipped 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And because I skipped 4, I'm going to chain 5. So we're going to chain what we skipped and we're going to add 1 more. So if you skipped 7, you should chain 8 and etc. So chain 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or chain whatever you have to chain. And then make a half double crochet and just skip these and make a half double crochet in the next stitch. And there we go, we've made the little armhole. Make 1 half double crochet in each stitch. I'm just working until I reach the next side, and I have this end that I need to weave in. So I'm gonna put it over my stitches, not too tightly. And then I'm just going to work over it. And just work over it, and then you won't have to weave it in later, or if you prefer to weave it in later, you can go ahead and you don't have to weave it in now. But I just like to weave in my ends as I go, and it's just a little tip that I learned while crocheting that I wanted to teach you guys in case it would come in handy for you. Okay, so this is the last stitch. You can get it confused, but actually let me move my little tail. This is the last stitch, and this is the tail. So don't get it confused with the chain 1. So 1 half double crochet, and then you should have the same amount of skip stitches that you had on the other side. So go ahead and chain whatever you chained for the last side. I chained 5, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 5, and then skip these and then make a double crochet, half double crochet into the next bit, and then make a half double crochet until you reach the end of this round. Okay, so again, I'm at the end of the round, and this is our slip stitch, so don't get that confused. If you marked it, you should know that it's a slip stitch, but if you don't mark it, just note that this is a slip stitch, so we won't be working into that. Place a slip stitch into the first double crochet, half double crochet of the round, and there we go. We have done the little arms. Now we're going to crochet however much chest portion, or basically this portion of the dress that just goes straight down and then the ruffles start. We're just going to crochet as much as we want of this. You can crochet as many rounds as you like. This is basically like the chest portion of a dress where it's just going straight down. That's basically what we're doing right now. I'm just going to do one row of half double crochet, but you do as many rows as half double crochets as you need to. Go ahead, chain 2 and place 1 half double crochet in every stitch. And then when you get to the chains, by the way, this is a chain, this is not a stitch, that is just the chain. You want to work into the chains, so 1 chain, 2 chain, 3, 4, and 5. So however many you chained, you're just going to do a half double crochet for that. So do a half double crochet in the next stitch. Just continue like this until you reach the end of the round, and continue like this until you have the amount of rows of the chest portion of your dress as you want. Okay, so I just reached the end of the round and gonna skip that slip stitch and just slip stitch into the first half double crochet of the round, and you should have something that looks like this. Now if you made the chest portion a little bit bigger, you should have more rounds than me, but I have 4 rounds in total. Now we're going to go ahead and make the ruffles for the dress. So chain 2 and do 2 half double crochets in the same stitch, and 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch after that, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch after that, and that's basically our repeat for this round. You can see it's kind of starting to flare out a little bit. It will start to flare once you add more repeat rounds after that. So this round's pattern is just going to be 2 half double crochets in each stitch, so an increase in every single stitch, and just repeat that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay, so I just finished this increase round, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet of that round. So for this next round, we're going to chain 2 and do a half double crochet in every single stitch. We're not going to do any increases, so we're just going to do 1 half double crochet in every stitch, and I'll see you at the end of the round. Okay, just finished that round of doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and I just slip stitched. That's pretty much going to be the repeat for the rest of the dress. So you're just going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and you're going to chain 2 in the beginnings, just until you get the length that you want. Now if you did 2 rows, it will look a little bit more like a tutu than a dress, but if you're doing more rows, it will begin to ruffle up a bit more. For this dress, I did in total 5 rows, including the row of doing 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So just do however many rows of this you want, or however many rows your plushie needs for the dress, and then after that I'll meet you and then we will finish this dress. So I've just crocheted the length that I want, and you can probably tell it's not too ruffly, and this is because the body is slightly bigger further down than it was at the arms. And if you have this problem as well, I'm going to teach you how to get rid of this problem. And if you don't have this problem, then you can just continue crocheting 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Just wanted to add this little detail. I'm going to show you guys how to get it a bit more ruffly. Okay, so this is for those of you who want it a bit more ruffly. Like you guys saw in the last clip, I needed to make it a bit more ruffly. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it a bit more ruffly. So chain 2. And we're going to do 2 half double crochets in this stitch. 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. 2 half double crochets in the stitch after that. 1 half double crochet. 2 half double crochet. 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, and just like that you're going to repeat it around. Okay, so here I've ended with a 1 half double crochet instead of a 2 half double crochet, but depending on your stitch count it will change. Now then slip stitch and just do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until you get the length that you want. And if it's still not as ruffly as you like, try doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and then try doing like 2 half double crochets and then an increase, and then just continue doing that until you get as much ruffles as you want. So for me, I'm just gonna do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until you get the length that you want. Okay guys, so I just finished the desired length for my dress, and as you can see it started to ruffle a bit more. Okay, so in total I did 7 rows, and that is counting the first row of increases that I did, and then the second row that I did with the 1 half double crochet and then the increase. This is how it looks like flat, but then when you actually scrunch it up like this, it looks really cute. So now we can just fasten off and pull through. I like to chain 1 when I finish my project, and now we weave in the ends. Okay guys, so this is the final result of the dress. I even made a little matching bow, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you guys did, please make sure to subscribe and like. It really helps me out here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you on the next crochet video. Bye!